Good morning. I hope, or not good morning. Good afternoon. You made it through the day.
I hear you.
So today we're going to talk about our initiative for Bloom. Next slide, please. So, what is Bloom? Kate, what do you think Bloom is?
So Bloom's a lot of different things depending on who you talk to. The first thing we like to say about Bloom is that it's a media company, but that's only half true. We do create a lot of content and put it out and study the ways that it works and it doesn't work, but a big part of what we do is empower young girls and teach them skills that they can take into their future industries.
Bloom is based out of our high school, which is String Theory School, 16th and Vine. It's pretty close, so we're familiar with the area. And at our school, we have a program where companies can come and utilize the space and the resources that we have in partnership with the students. So our idea was that if other companies can come and use the space if they collaborate with students, then why can't students create a company where we can also utilize the space? So we created Bloom Media. Next slide.
So just a little bit about who we are. Again, we're just a group of girls who all had a lot of different interests in a lot of different areas. And all of us were really focused on what the next step for us was going to be. So our school focuses a lot on college readiness and career readiness and teaching us what we want to be and helping us cultivate our skills so we're ready for the next step. And we thought, how about let's think outside of the college box and think about careers. So we're a group of girls who had a lot of different interests and decided that if we worked together, we could find a way to cultivate those interests. And by the time that we got in college and into life, we'd have skills that were competitive with other people's.
Personally, Caitlin and I are not only working on projects at Bloom, but we also have a lot of other opportunities through our school. For instance, I'm a marketing associate for a company called BSD, and I'm working with international relations and stuff. Caitlin's taking classes at UPenn, so am I. And basically, we're using our resources outside of school and actually bringing in different people who are interested in working with through Bloom, which is primarily media relationships. So we'll have people come in, we'll produce content for them, and towards the end you're going to be able to see some of the stuff that we've created. Next slide. So the word initiative, as soon as I found out that we were going to be talking about Bloom's initiative, I was like, all right, what is the technical definition of initiative so I don't make myself look stupid on stage? So one, the ability to assess and initiate things. Sorry, my glasses, I can't see anything. Initiate things independently to the power to, you're going to have to read that, I can't see.
The power or opportunity to act or take change before others do. And the third was an act or strategy intended to resolve a difficulty or improve a situation, a fresh approach to something. When we read these definitions, we thought a lot about the things that we do and the things that we want to do. And we thought that the very definition of initiative represented our program so well and the students so well and just the ideas that we have and we're cultivating in the space that we really wanted to touch upon each of the things we're doing and how they fit into those definitions.
Next slide. So the ability to assess and initiate things independently. So simulating a small business. We're located on the 8th floor of our building. We have our own offices, our own space. We employ people, basically. It's a very selective program. We come and we interview people for different positions in the company. And it's really prepared all of us for real life interactions and stuff. Caitlin and I both, and a lot of our other friends who are in the company, pride ourselves in being able to talk to people and being able to make relationships with real entrepreneurs, teaching young women the core values of entrepreneurship. It's crazy that a lot of students can't write an email. A lot of students can't talk to people professionally. They don't know how to dress, and they don't know how to walk in a room and shake somebody's hand. And that's something that we're really trying to teach the younger girls in Bloom how to do, so that once they graduate and once they're in our positions, we know that they're going to do a great job at helping the new girls in Bloom. And finally, the completion of professional level projects with consistency and timeliness. We'll have meetings all the time and talk about our personal goals. Kate, what do you want to do in class? Say Kate wants to make a magazine, and then she spends a certain period of time creating that magazine, and it teaches us a lot about and timelines and stuff and being consistent in real life. Next slide.
So the power or opportunity to act or take charge before others do. The first thing we wanted to talk about was the creation of our project. Like I said, all of us were just a group of girls who had a lot of individual interests and a lot of passion towards different things, and all of us sat down and thought, our school's constantly giving us these opportunities to go places and do things and meet people, but we're not putting these skills together and coming together as a group to create something more out of it. Each of us are getting individualized experiences, but we're not sharing those with enough students or teaching girls who don't have the experiences that we do how to do what we're doing. So in a matter of a couple days, we decided that we were going to put together this group, and the amount of people and girls and just the amount of people it resonated with that were interested, that wanted to learn these skills, that had a little bit of interest in this or that and thought, hey, I could really get somewhere with this. Girls who not only thought about it before and said, hey, this could get me to my goal quicker, but girls who didn't have those goals before they entered this group and thought, hey, I'd love to be able to think I could do this or I could do that. Within a matter of days, there was just application after application, girls who didn't know how to interview that wanted to learn to interview and then interview with us. It was just, we didn't realize how many people had all these interests that they just didn't know how to cultivate. So the second thing we wanted to talk about again was giving the girls the opportunity to do things like this. Bloom is a media company. We do produce content. We make magazines. We make Instagram posts. We study how that stuff works. But most of all, we study how to teach girls how to do these things. We're not just teaching them how to make an Instagram post that gets a lot of likes and follow an algorithm. We're teaching them to, like Becca said, walk into a room and be personable and make friends and learn to smile and talk in front of people, and skills that can get them, not only, hey, I can write an outline, but hey, I can talk to people and I can make people interested in a project and I can present myself in a way that I'm happy with. And the third thing we wanted to talk about was using our age as an advantage. So we go to a lot of places and we talk about Bloom a lot, and the first thing we always hear is, wow, you're so young, and we are. But we don't like to look at that as a negative. Becca and I talk about this a lot. We think it's really important that we start doing things like this now, because women for a long time have been starting a lot farther behind other people. It's just the odds aren't usually set even, and through this program we're giving girls the opportunity to start at the same starting line as everyone else, and to think about the fact that we're not starting in the same place and we're still ending up miles and miles ahead of other people is just amazing to think. If we have opportunities starting from a young age to further our careers when we're 17 and 16 and 15, and our girls are so young that by the time that they're at an age where people look at them in a respectable way, according to what we've been told, they're just going to be so far ahead of everybody's expectations. They're not going to have problems finding jobs. They're not going to have problems creating businesses. They're not going to have problems marketing themselves or what they believe in, because they're going to have such a space and such a presence that everybody's going to want to hear what they have to say.
So finally, an act or strategy intended to resolve a difficulty or improve situation, a fresh approach to something. So risk-taking. Bloom started in 3 days. I just want to reiterate on that. We had the idea, we were like, hey, I like taking pictures and I like writing articles and I do a lot of research that is probably pretty pointless, but I enjoy it and I think I'm good at it, so let's make a company out of it. So basically, the semester started in 3 days, and our administration told us that if we could get a class together in 3 days, that we would be able to use class time as a part of our program. So we come into school every day and we meet, and I'm a senior, so I already met all my requirements, so I spend most of my day there sitting in the office. I talk to people internationally. I'm constantly working on things, and it's awesome. But our creative team and projects, we're constantly working on crazy things that you would never expect a 16-year-old to be working on, or a 17-year-old. You never walk into a situation where you have a 16-year-old creating something for you, and it's a really interesting dynamic just because of how unique it is, and we really pride ourselves in that. And taking advantage of resources. We are 16 and 17, so we're everywhere all the time. We never stop. And We really try to make connections wherever we go. Whenever I volunteered at Philly Fashion Week, I actually ran into Elisa there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, like you run Entrepreneurship Day, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, you're speaking." I was like, "Okay." But running into people, meeting people, being friendly, being teenagers. Next slide.
So we just wanted to give you a little bit of a sample of like the work we're doing. These are examples of just like advertisements we made.
Mock campaigns.
These were made maybe a month or two into the project. We had no idea how to work the cameras, no idea how to edit, no idea how to produce content in a way that resonated with people, and we were already hopping into it so quickly that we were just like, we want to learn, we want to go. The first one on the top was actually for we sold chocolate. We learned how to make chocolate from scratch, like temper it and all, which I still cannot tell you what that means, and market it and sell it. But not only did we make chocolate, but we had to come up with how we wanted to advertise it and how we wanted to package it and how much that would cost and how much that we had and how much we would make. And all of that seemed really confusing and was really confusing, but we did it because we believed in it, and it turned out amazing, which we did not expect.
Yeah, in addition to that, branding it and creating a presence and a campaign. So the picture up there, that's one of our best friends, and she's covered in drizzled chocolate, which sounds crazy, but hey, look at the picture. It's awesome. Next slide.
Yeah,
Thanks. Questions?
So where do you buy the chocolate?
Where do we buy? So I think we're coming out with some stuff for Valentine's Day. It'll be on our website. If you want a business card.
About bringing this program to other schools.
We were actually talking a lot about that today, and talking about our model and how we can integrate that into other schools and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be something that we're definitely working on for the rest of the school year.
For us, it was really lucky to like integrate that type of program because we had that collaborative space already built into our school building. So saying, hey, this group of girls has this amount of free time during the school day, like let's put them into an internship was really easy. So now we have to take a look at the way that other schools, like their block schedules are created and like just like how they go about their school day and how we can integrate this type of program into the space they have and the time they have, and take a look at like how this will fit into different programs, which means, Bloom is Bloom, but like our Bloom might be different from the Bloom we put in another school. Our hope is that we can just integrate the same principles and the same idea of learning those skills into it and, adjust as we need for each group of people.
Anyone else? Yes.
Are you guys teaching yourself and running the curriculum, or do you bring in teachers?
It's 100% student driven, but we do seek out mentors. We have a lovely woman named Danny who helps us. She works for QVC. She has a lot of experience with music and stuff, and she mentors us. She oversees the program, makes sure we're not killing each other. But for the most part, all of our relationships we handle ourselves. All the content, 100% ours.
Yeah.
We have people who will come and train us, and in exchange for that, we'll create content for them. So if anybody wants to come and speak to us, I'll make you an amazing video.
Yeah.